Hi there. Today I'd like to talk about the Cerillion MX Speed Switch, also known as Cerillion MX Silver Switch, for rhythm games and especially for O's. The Cerillion MX Speed Switch isn't that new anymore. It was released somewhere halfway into 2016. I myself wasn't that much of an early adopter since the Cerillion MX Speed Switch was at first only available in the Corsair RGB Rapid Fire, for which I had my reasons not to get one.
Hey Corsair, you watching? I'm gonna review your keyboard. That's what I think about it.
But when the Ducky Shine 6 with speed switches became available in my region about half a year ago, I decided to pick one up. I've been using this keyboard for rhythm games ever since that day, and I'm not really planning on changing that anytime soon. The reason why isn't really because the Cerillion MX Speed Switch is a better switch than other Cerillion MX switches, but because it has what I want in a rhythm game switch but amplified. I prefer linear light switches for rhythm games, like Cerillion MX Reds or Gateron Red or Yellows. In its essence, a Cerillion MX Silver Switch is a red switch. They both require an actuation force of 45 grams, but it takes less distance to reach the actuation point of a silver switch, which is 1.2 millimeters compared to the industry standard of 2 millimeters. What this means is that when typing or when playing on a speed switch keyboard, you'll notice that the keys feel much more responsive. This is especially noticeable when you need to double click on your keyboard. Speed switches are also really complementing my playstyle, since I love playing fast high BPM maps in O's and my stamina isn't that good. Something that I do want to clear up though is that a Cerillion MX Silver Switch isn't even really a definite better version of the Cerillion MX Red Switch. It's just a somewhat tweaked version. I've had friends who play on red switches play on speed switches for a while. Some of them never switched back to red, but others found the short actuation distance suboptimal for their playstyle because they kept finger locking on streams or something similar. I personally bottom the switches out, which might actually explain why I don't have any trouble with finger locking. A tweak I found for speed switches in O's though is that you can stack up to 3 O-rings on each individual key, which might help you a bit with high BPM streaming. Don't believe me? Here is a clip of a pretty decent speedwitch player that uses this technique.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
So in conclusion, a Cerillion MX Silver Switch is a pretty good switch for rhythm games in my opinion. Many people will still prefer browns, blues, regular reds, or whatever, but if you'd have the chance to try out a Silver Switch keyboard, I'd give it a go. There is a pretty decent chance that you might never want to go back to something else. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope that I'll see you around.